All right, everybody. Thank you so much for waiting patiently. There was a lot of accumulation that we needed to get done and also getting the competition ready to roll, as you see on the board. All right, so we are there. We are at the final competition, the last thing we will do for Top Snapper in America Live, the midseason showcase. All right, so first things first, we're going to go ahead and announce our seedings, okay? We'll start off with the guy that's currently in 9th place and then work our way all the way up. I will have them come up so you can see who that person is, whether they want to be up here or not. All right. So that being said, first things first, to go over a couple things on how the competition works. Okay. So how the competition works is that it is a last man standing with 2 different brackets. All right. Essentially, your job is to throw as many strikes as long as you can until you can finally get either knocked out or until everybody else knocks out. And what's knocks you out and what's the way to clarify that? It's simple. All right. The first person, or essentially each person that knocks out or gets 3 balls, they get 3 balls, then at that point, they're out. Now, what clarifies a ball? A ball is simple. Okay. You either throw a bar shot. So as we were using the target earlier, the person stands in front. And if it's a bar shot that's not quite in that strike zone, that counts as a half a ball. Okay. Why is it only half? Because it's worth 1 point in our charting system, so we count as half a ball. Okay. Now, if they miss the target entirely, so you miss the person standing in front of the target entirely, that counts as 1 ball. And again, if they get 3 of those, they're out. All right. So how it works is that if they get, let's say, a wobble as well too, in our charting system, that counts as only half the point for your snap. So again, that would also be half a ball. So the question comes down to, well, what if they throw a bar shot and throw a wobble? Well, half plus half equals 1, so that means a ball. So they would have 1 ball that is on their list, if you will. Again, as soon as they get 3 balls, they are out. And the person that can last the longest wins. One major thing that's super important is that all snaps must include a post snap, or if you don't do anything, it is entirely 1 ball. And that's something that somebody has lost out before on. So it hurts and do absolutely nothing. You must do your post snap. You have to snap the ball and do a release or a block. You must do something or you lose all points obtained in that snap. And that hurts. I'll tell you real bad, especially because of the fact that when you only had 3 balls, 3 misses, and you lose 1 of them because you chose not to do something, that hurts you. So as far as competition points are awarded, is that whoever wins the competition, they get the maximum 40 out of 40 points. So that's the full-on competition winner. All right, if you win your bracket, so either the green or the purple bracket, you get 30 points. If you take 2nd place in your bracket, so if you go, well, what if 2 people got knocked out at the same time? Then we do a tiebreaker between those 2. And that's determine who is the true 2nd or 3rd place person, all right, or later on. All right, so 2nd place in the bracket is 25 points. 3rd place in the bracket is 20 points. All right, 4th place in the bracket is 15. 5th place in the bracket is 10. Now, there's an asterisk next to both of those, and it's simple. You will only get those points if you at least obtain 3 strikes. So you have to at least hit 3 strikes in order to obtain those points. So if you don't even hit 3 strikes and you got knocked out, you got 0. It's that simple. You didn't complete any part of the competition. We're not going to award you points if you didn't at least get some points that you're supposed to. So 3 strikes in order to at least gain some points if you're 4th or 5th place in your bracket. All right. So that being said, a couple things that's really simple is that each snapper rotates every single snap. So essentially, if we're going to go green bracket first, where they're going to have snapper 1, then snapper 3, snapper 5, snapper 7, snapper 9, okay? They'll go in order. Once all those guys have snapped, then they'll go right back to the top where snapper 1 gets to go and all the way back down to the bottom, right? So we just keep going in that rotation until finally a couple guys start falling out until there's only 1 left at the top, who then moves into the final round, all right? So how it works is that essentially if you do that with the green bracket, we'll do the same thing with the green bracket, which means there'll be 2 guys left over. Those 2 guys will do the same exact thing, where they'll compete until 1 person throws 3 balls. And I'm going to tell you right now, there has been times where it has taken 20 minutes for that final competition for guys to throw 3 balls. Now, to be fair, that was the transfer showcase, so you can imagine these some high quality long snappers are competing. So there were around 15, 20 strikes that are being thrown. So it was pretty amazing. It was epic. All right. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get going into the announcements. All right. So we'll start off with the number 9 seed. Whether it's going to be up here or not, you need to so they can see who you are. The number 9 seed currently has 83 points, and that's Jaden Shackelford. Where's my other green marker? There it is. Jaden Shackelford, class of 26, out of Illinois. Thank you. Okay. Seed number 8 is Nathan Hunt, class of 26, out of Michigan. Thank you. Seed number 7 is Warren Flatt, class of 27, out of Illinois. Thank you. Okay, next up is Thomas Stacy, seed number 6, class of 25, out of Montini, Illinois. Thank you. Seed number 5 with 105 points is Nate Learman, class of 26, out of California. Nate Learman. To put things in perspective, Thomas Stacy, who is just right behind him, has 103 points. So it is very close. And as you can imagine, things can really shake up once we get to competition points. All right, next up with our 4th seed is Luke Epstein with 106 points. Class of 26, out of St. Charles North in Illinois. Okay, next up, we have our 3rd seed with 111 points, Jack Yenter. Class of 25. How long have you been snapping for?
5 months.
5 months. He's been snapping for 5 months, and he's right now 3rd seed, coaches. 3rd seed, Jack Yenter, class of 25, out of Bennett Academy, 111 points. Thank you. Okay, our number 2 seed. Number 2 seed with 124 points. He goes from 111 to 124. 124 points is Will Peterson out of Geneva High School. Class of 25, out of Illinois. And finally bringing us home, the number 1 seed as of right now, JUCO long snapper Andrew Callis. He has 127 points. So as I mentioned, coaches, things can really shake up real fast in the competition. All right, you have 40 possible points. That could change a lot of standings. So if some guys blow it, that could hurt them. Some guys kill it, that can really boost them. So we've seen a lot of things happen. Now, I got to make things finally clear for you here. It's super simple. Just because somebody wins the competition does not mean they win the entire event. The way to win the entire event is by total points. All right, so even though you may lose in the finals, but if you had the most points out of everybody, you won, which is why we do a separate stream at the very end of the competition. When the competition's over, we then get all the points accumulated, which takes seconds because it's not that hard to add a few points. And after that point, we start that new stream and we hand over the medals and the new trophy. All right, so that being said, the snappers will start getting warmed up. We'll be getting things streamed here live within the next 5-10 minutes. See you soon.